Alright guys, how's it going? So we're working on another tree again, and broke the farm boss even more, of course, but yeah, I'm exhausted. So shouldn't be this exhausted, but I am. Didn't really even do this much. This is my second time being out here today. I had to come back, or had to go home and get something to eat, cool off. I had a little bit of a shower, trying to cool my freaking head off. So, but anyways, we broke the farm boss even more. So I think farm boss rebuild this winter is going to be a go. If you guys remember the other video, I'm sure I'll upload that. We need a new bar. We broke the old chain. Possibly the sprocket is wore out. So, I mean, you're going to be that far into it, you might as well, redo it. But we also now need a new handle. Oh, we need a new handle. Can't say I've ever had that happen before. It just cracked on me. What ended up happening is, well, we took this big tree down finally. It's a fucking mess over here, so we're gonna have to clean this up before I go any further with it, just to make it safe to be around here again. So what ended up happening is I really fucked up on my triangle cut that you want to put in here, your face cut or whatever. I really fucked that up. I think that's what caused my problem. Tried to correct it, but I guess it wasn't going to work. And then of course I went in, I cut it way up here though, so it was like higher up here. I just snipped off the edges to get rid of the evidence. But so I started doing my back cut, and of course the tree was starting to slowly tip over, but then it caught the frickin' bar. It pinched it for some reason. I don't know how the hell that ever happened, but it fucking did it. And it pinched it. So I tried to pull it out with my man hands, and that's what caused my handlebar to crack. So I guess a whole new handlebar is in the works, but ooh, that wind feels good on my body though. Holy fuck. Feels good on my head. I'm just gonna keep running it the way it is. That's probably pretty dangerous to do. It's probably not recommended, but for what we're gonna be doing now, it shouldn't really be that big of a deal. Because I already cut up pretty much this. That's all one big load right there, and I got a bunch of little ones I gotta haul off. I'm still not done down there. There's probably another load yet, which I'll grab that tonight. And then we'll come down here with the 400. I don't know how good his chain will be, because this is going to be a pretty big fucking tree. But it was starting to die anyway, so I might as well just have come down. That's what a brand new, fairly new chain does. Cuts pretty nice. Yeah, there's my ugly fuck up. That cost me a handlebar, which, whatever, I guess we'll just fucking rebuild it this year, like I'm doing to that pretty much. So there was a piece of barbed wire hanging here. It was originally kind of over there, but I pulled it up, and it looked like it was going into the stump at the bottom, but it wasn't. It was going behind, in front of that stump, and behind this little tree. So I was able to just cut that little tree away and then pull the barbed wire. So what I did, waiting for the wind to calm down here for a minute. Over here in this corner, because this is what's going to be super easy to take out, which is going to be nice, but there's a big pile of barbed wire in there. You can see a loop of it right here. There is, I don't know how many sections or how many pieces of wire, but I managed to pull up quite a bit of it just from that tree to here. That's where I stopped, because I'm not going to be in here yet, so I don't really care what's going on in here. This little bit's not going to really be worth dipping into to cut for next year. Like, this could almost be ready next year, but it depends on how far I get with that stump. That's what's going to be a nightmare, but I have to clean it up, get rid of the debris, so it's, you know, not such a disaster. But I don't know, I gotta sit down for a minute. I've had my fun now. But so of course this keeps getting loose, but that's to be expected. But yeah, I think they even say too, when you replace these, you have to replace the shock absorbers that are inside that. You might as well, you're that far into it. So that's another thing I'm going to have to look into. I'm sure if you ordered a new bar or a new handle, it comes with that, but I'm not really too sure. So it's really an unfortunate thing how that, because this is probably getting kind of dried out from constant heat from the engine rolling onto it. The vent should have been, I think, more up here, or even on the other side, not right here. There's a vent right here and down there, so all the heat's rolling out onto it. Probably dries that plastic out with time. So kind of a poor design, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, it's gonna look a lot different. Even if I don't get the stumps out this year, I mean, it would, there's still plenty of time yet, but I don't know. I'm just kind of exhausted, so thinking about it makes me more exhausted. Clean this up and then maybe take a few days off from cutting anything, and then maybe come back and cut more of it or something. I don't know. It just sucks that there happens to be 3 fucking trees growing in the same fucking thing. 4 actually. So that's going to be extreme. I'm going to have to probably like cut the stump away piece by piece. You're not going to be able to cut through all that. You would need like a 100-inch bar probably to even get through that. So, which I'm not doing right now. So, looking to see, that top just broke. It's laying over there. It's starting to die anyway, so you might as well take it out. Gain some hay space. You know, make the field look bigger. Fucking trees. Let's see what time it is. Well, I guess I got my damn cell phone on me, but can't even see it. It's all dusty. 3:06. It's not like, I'm more than happy with it. Like, I guess if I couldn't come back and finish, I'd be okay with it, because I can come back next year and finish. But I like to be done with each tree. Like, I want one tree a year, you know, like that's how I see it. But anytime after haying, I'm fine with it, because I don't care about the hay that's down here now. Like, you're running over, who gives a shit? It's not like we're going to cut it again anyway. So it's not really that big of a deal. But springtime, maybe springtime would be a good time to come and get a tree down, but I don't do it that way. I just do it in the fall time, because that's when I prefer to do it. So because technically I would be done moving bales by now, so I would have more free time, you know, but we're not. There's no tractor here, so by the time we move bales, or we start moving bales, by the time I get done, I may not want to be doing this. So, but I thought this was the biggest tree. I don't think this is the biggest tree. I think we got one more yet to deal with. I don't think it's the biggest one here, but that's in the fence line. But we're talking pretty easy stuff now. Things go good when you got an actual sharp fucking chain. I mean, you got a dull chain, it really annoys the shit out of me, because I just can't get nothing done. So, but of course, it has to, you know, I cut down a tree. It's got to sacrifice something, I guess. You know, didn't really care too much about the chain breaking, because that chain was getting old anyway, so I didn't really care too much about it. But you know, I don't know. What do you do? You know, it is what it is at this point. So, there's the fucking wind has got to be blowing. It's actually kind of an east wind, which is surprising. We don't get too many of those around here. But yeah. So after we get rid of that and make that all disappear and never come back, then he can, you know, he'll be able to go in there, but that's not really going to be worth anything. But you're still going to have to do it to keep it clean. Then it's going to be this bush slash tree. I think it's a bush, but it's got a few dead branches on it, which I don't really care about. This is going to be super easy, because this is all just really tiny shit. I don't even have to hardly even do anything with that. The main one's going to be these bigger guys right in the center. The rest of that I could just cut at ground level and it ain't going to hurt nothing. So actually, the way I see it, if we could get this done, get this done in October, which is just sometime in October, I don't know, maybe the middle of October, I don't know. It'll be getting cold out, but since we're having such wonderful weather, I want to take advantage of it, right? You know, it's better than working in the 50s and 60s and then you got to wear a fucking sweater and it's super cold and windy. Supposed to get up, I think, close to 80 today and a nice wind. So it's great weather to be, I guess, working on stuff. But the wind's a little too strong now. But yeah, I think if we get rid of that, make that disappear. If we can make this disappear, then we could be over there by that other bush, which we'll walk to next. But you can see that big gap there, right? That's what's worth taking. So You get rid of that, or you clean that out, make that clean, safe to mow. You clean this out, make it safe to mow. Make that safe to cut, which I think I just pulled up most of the barbed wire already, but I'll double check it again this fall when I'm done with this. Because I'm going to have to come here this fall and mow this down with the John Deere to clean it out. That's how I know if it's what's in here. I'm pretty sure that I did find it's laying right there. I think that's part of a fence post, a wooden one, because the barbed wire is tied to that. So that was once a fence post, which is no more now, but it's coming out with it. So yeah. So I think if we get this cleaned out, that's really going to be worth cutting. I mean, you look at it now, like what we've done over the years, the field just looks so much bigger and it's cleaner, and it just, you know, it just makes the field look bigger, and that's what I'm going for. I'm going for bigger, more hay. I mean, tonnage wise you'll never notice this, but I think we don't need this stuff here anymore. And this stuff started growing here because there's a fence here, and when there's a fence here, it doesn't get, you know, nobody cuts the trees back because they don't think they need to. So then you end up getting kind of in a pickle, and that's what we're in today, is in a pickle. So, but now that's all I'm working on for this, I think. Well, for now, I don't know how far we'll get, because that's going to be a project all by itself. That's going to probably take a couple days. I don't know, because I'm not going to go hog wild on it. That's going to take too much time. I gotta clean that up, get rid of all that stuff, make it so it's safer to work there and I can see what's going on. But yeah, I think if we clean that out and then clean this out, if we could clean this out this fall, this would be super nice, but I doubt it. There's just going to be too much involved with that, I think. For right now, anyway. If we get that cleaned out within a week, even this, get all this cleaned out, I'll think about this then. Because if we clean that out, clean this out, clean this out, at least up to this bush, I mean, that's a lot more ground that we've again just claimed. And then in here, it's going to be kind of a mess, but I'm just going to have to pick away at it, because I know there's barbed wire in here because I've seen it. And there it is right there. So you have to cut the tops off and then find barbed wire and then just pick away at it slowly. This is probably going to take time because you can see it's all just one big giant bush. So then if we get that done this year, next year I'll focus on just this up to this big tree. I think this tree's pretty much done, but he's not priority right now. So if we clean even just this up to that big tree, then we would have gained another same amount as what we gained over there last year. So it's going to be well worth it once we get to this point. I was thinking about maybe just coming over, cutting this tree down, cleaning this out, you know, so they could just at least mow that, but I don't think they're going to want to do all this bobbing in and out. And this tree's not going to be quite as bad. I mean, that's still going to be a fucking nightmare. But there's nothing growing in there, so that'll be nice. Just just some barbed wire, which I see right now. I wonder where that's going. Somewhere in there. So yeah, this will be next year's problem, this bush, which is going to be all right because that's not as big as this, you know. This tree I think is dying too, so I don't care if it comes down. If it comes down during the winter, I'll be fine with that. I'm not going to care. You can see there was barbed wire here at one time, but it broke or something. But there was a branch here, but it broke off a couple years ago. So if this breaks off, it's just less work for me to have to do. There's our wooden fence post right there. And then if we clean this out, well then look at, we're almost done. Look how close we are to the bridge right now. If we could make it to this in a couple of years, but we're not, because I'm going to be working on this bush next fall, so which isn't going to be that big of a deal. I'm just going to have to dig below the stump a little bit, and then just cut it below ground enough that they can go over it. So, but yeah, other than that, I think that's kind of it. It'd be nice to get to here this fall, clean all that out, but I doubt it. It'd be super nice, but if not, I'll gladly take what I got now, because it's progress nonetheless. So it's just that this is getting to be this is so small that it's crazy. Like, I could have that out in 20 minutes probably. Have to cut it off, open it up obviously a little bit better, and then see where the barbed wire goes in there. Pull the barbed wire out, and then just cut it all flush with the ground for now, and then clean it up, and then cut a little bit below ground. Then you'll be good. So, but yeah, I was originally thinking, I'll just go take that one tree down over there, because that tree's so stupid easy that, you know, I could still do that this fall even if I wanted to, because it's just one little lonely tree and it doesn't really need to be there. It's just one less tree for the year anyway, right? But now I decided I'd tackle this big monster, which is again slowly dying anyway, so it coming down isn't hurting my feelings. Actually, none of this is hurting my feelings. If anything, it's making me happy, because, you know, we're well over halfway done. It's fucking crazy to think that, but I think we're a little over halfway done. Halfway, I think, is kind of right there-ish. So we're a little over half, not by much, but it's acceptable for me. So yeah, I'm gonna quit for now. I brought the bolt cutters because I thought I was gonna have to cut that damn barbed wire off, but I guess not. It was just laying there. It was behind a small bush and in a tree, so it wasn't going anywhere. It wasn't actually in the tree, which is a good thing. So no, but this makes me kind of happy. Of course, it helps that you actually got a working chain, but fortunately the freaking handle broke, which I know it's, you know, you guys are gonna be like, oh, don't run it, it ain't safe to do that. No, I know it's not safe to do that, but I gotta get fucking done. It's just, you know, I'm just gonna have to. It's fine here. Down here, he still got tons of strength. It's just been weakened up here, so I just try to keep my hand down here. Of course, the saw's on its side most of the time anyway when I'm doing shit like this, so I'm not really even doing anything with that. So I'm just gonna have to be a little more careful, I guess, until I get it repaired this winter or something. I don't know, but for right now, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm I'm just gonna get it done. So get as much as I can done, and then be happy with it for the year, I guess. So the best thing, I guess, would be to come down here with a trimmer and trim all this grass away. Get it down to the bare dirt so I can see what's going on. But nonetheless, we got to clean it up so I can make it safer to work here. But no, I'm taking it for now. I'm happy with it for now. I'm not going to complain one bit. Progress is progress, nonetheless. So even if we don't get the stump out this year, which I normally do, it's a fucking fight. But since I'm running a newer chain now, it should be all right. But yeah. I mean, it is what it is, but I'll take it, you know. So, oh look, speedy delivery. So, yeah. Get that going. Get that going. So, no, it's I'm happy with that. And I still have a little bit back there yet I gotta clean up, which is probably another 2 loads. 1 load with this thing, and then a load with the pickup. But I'm gonna see if I can. I don't know if my uncle's gonna feel like doing anything tonight, because I kind of would like to get this done. At least get rid of what we got down now. Make me feel a little happier, right? But no, I don't know. It's I'm happy with it, but we're not 100% done yet. But I will take it nonetheless. So I think I'm covered in sawdust, but that's the only thing I don't like about when you're cutting trees on a windy day. Is like you get the sawdust up in your glasses, right? And then you get it in your fucking eyes. So I'm kind of wondering if I shouldn't try to find goggles that seal around your eyes, you know, and keep dust and shit out. I don't know if they make such a thing. I'm sure they do. I don't want those goggles like the ones that I have for snow blowing. They just cover up the eyes, right? That's really all I would need, at least for cutting in wind. Because I like cutting in the wind because it keeps you cool and, you know, whatever else. I see there's been somebody down here again. Somebody's been coming down here almost every day, it seems like. Of course, I come down here too, but I don't come over there. So could be just border patrol, I guess, checking shit out too, but I don't know. But yeah, it's progress nonetheless, and I'll be glad. I'm glad to take it down, even just looking at it, even though it's not 100% cleaned up yet. Just seeing the tree down opens up the field and makes it look nicer. Just wait till we get it all 100% cleaned. You know, it's like, what tree? That's what's kind of what I find so mind-blowing, is like you cut a tree down, you get it below the ground just enough so the young guy doesn't hit it with his mower, right? That's what's going to have to be done here too. You probably should throw some dirt on top, but I usually just throw, well, sometimes I'll dig below the stump a little bit with a shovel, which I got to do again too, but cut a little bit below the earth, or below the stump a little bit, at least a couple inches, so you're getting below that, right? And then cut it, and then all that sawdust and dirt just goes right over the stump, but that'll wash away unless grass starts to grow through it, which isn't going to do it now, but if it did, that's what it would do, probably a little bit. And I thought I seen 4-wheeler tracks over here. I'm not sure. This is why I don't like driving all over my fields, because then I'm leaving prints everywhere and then I can't tell what is what anymore. So yeah, it just kind of, it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, that's, let's see here. Looks like it's kind of old though. Yeah, you can't even hardly, it's not there, I guess. Yeah, somebody's been farting around in here with a little quad. They come into our field, which is trespassing. They go back on top of the dike, track there and track back a ways. It's an awful tiny, tiny little quad though. It's almost like a kid, something for a kid. It's probably just kids farting around, I suppose, but I don't know. So I was kind of hoping that the young guy would have been calling today and be like, yeah, I'm coming with the tractor. So I don't know, it is what it is, but I will I'm happy to I'm just happy to get this done, even though it cost me could almost cost me a chainsaw, because that tree could have rolled funny and destroyed the bar, but luckily it didn't. I was able to get it out before it. Actually, what I did is I ended up, I got to get some wedges, which I've been saying that for years, but then I also need to get well, I guess wedges would work. Well, I need to get an axe that has a hammer on it too. But what I ended up doing is I ended up grabbing my biggest pry bar that I had, and I went underneath, went in the tree there and hammered it in there with a hammer, and then I kind of pried on it a little bit. What I was trying to do was just trying to get some of the weight of the tree off the fucking bar so I could pull it out. Well, sure enough, that worked. The tree started cracking because, again, I was forcing it over. But I was like, it's probably going to take my frickin' bar with it, because you know what's going to happen is it's going to roll funny and pull the saw. But luckily, since I was doing that, I was able to slide the bar out real quick like. And then I just let the tree do its thing. It's like, well, I'm not going to come back in there and cut you. You're just going to have to I'm just going to have to let gravity take over. So, definitely not a very good moment there. Could have lost my saw, but would have not have been fucking surprising if that had happened. I'm still going to probably end up getting another one anyway, but it's going to be a smaller one. But now I guess I'll be rebuilding the old Farm Boss. New bar, bigger bar, new chains, yeah, new handle, new sprocket. Might as well. I'm gonna be that far into it. So I don't know. I think these things have a clutch too, but I'm not sure what the clutch is all about. But I don't really want to have to mess with that. Unless it comes in a complete unit, all you got to do is just bolt it on. But I don't want to have to build a clutch to put it on, right? If it's all one big unit, it'd be a different story. But I'm not sure. I've never really looked in the operator's book all that well, so I don't even know if it's in the book. I don't even know if there's a parts catalog for these saws, and if there is, I don't have one. Probably something I guess I should invest in, I guess, but whatever. So, but hey, what are you gonna do? But at least we didn't damage the saw too bad. I mean, yeah, it's got a broken handle, but I'm just gonna finish the year on it, and then yeah, that's it. I can't afford to have it, just sitting out because it's got a broken handle. It's still attached. It's cracked. It's got a little bit of extra play in it now because it bends easier, but I don't know. I'm not gonna worry about it. I mean, to a certain degree, I guess I am, but I'm not in a way. I'm just gonna keep running it. At least finish the season off, or finish it, run it until it breaks. You know, which would be the rest of this year. I mean, I'll put a new one on for next year for sure, but I can't say I've ever had that happen, because I don't think it's ever happened to my uncle either. His saw is even older than mine. His is a Stihl 026. I think my great-grandparents bought that new because they needed a newer chainsaw. We still have the old one, but it no longer runs, but they got that 026. I'm pretty sure they got that new. And I don't think the handlebars ever broke on that. I mean, they did put... My uncle just got done putting in a new clutch, or not a clutch, choke lever, because it broke. I think he said he's rebuilt the carburetor once, because it doesn't run very well. And then he got a brand new bar and chain, which he wasn't happy with it, so he went and got something else. So... But I can't say I've ever had it to where, you know, a handle breaks like that. I mean, it's never happened to me, and this is the only saw I've ever owned, so... But... Not really sure if that's really a common thing to break or not. I'm sure the isolators would wear out, though. That gives you that cushion between the handlebars and the frame of the saw. You get those little springs in there or whatever. That just takes the shock out of the saw and some of the vibration. So I imagine mine are still original, so I imagine they still seem fine. They don't seem like they're wore out, so I don't know, but what do? You know? So whatever. What do you do? Fuck it. So I'm going to finish the season on it. Hopefully I can. And then, well, I guess we'll be rebuilding a Farm Boss this year. Because I can't afford to have that thing breaking down either. So, I don't know. But like I said, I'll probably still end up ordering another one. But it's going to be a smaller saw. It's not going to be another big one like this. So, because I only need one big saw, and then I would like to have one smaller one for light work. So, I don't know. So, but I guess, guys, I'm going to take off. Just want to let you guys know what was going on, and whatever the hell else. So, but anyways, guys, I'm going to take off, so I guess I have a good day and stuff. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Take her easy.